My name is Ajay, and in this video we will see how we can install Laravel application on DigitalOcean. So here are some of our products that is built in Laravel: Worksuite, Worksuite SaaS, TableTrack, HRM, HRM SaaS, Recruit, Recruit SaaS. So in this video we will learn how to spin up a new droplet, what are the reserved IP, how to upload files to the droplet. Then we will install Worksuite, which is a Laravel application, or directly on the IP. There Thereafter we will see how we can remove public from the URL, then the cron job configuration. Then we will see how the domain is mapped to the IP or to the droplet, and we will create the virtual host, and finally we will also see how we can install SSL. So here is the flow. Let me zoom it a bit. So first we will spin up the droplet, and in the droplet we will install Apache, PHP, MySQL, Composer, and all the other configuration needed for the Laravel. And then we will upload the application files, that is the Laravel files, to the server and run the installer. So let's jump directly to the DigitalOcean. So you will get the dashboard something like this. So in the beginning you can see there is a create button. Click on the create button, you can see the create droplet. So you can create the droplet from here. Create droplet. In the beginning it may ask to create a project. You can see on the left side I have a project name Plesk server. Let me create a separate project for this. So let me create new project. Here I will write Laravel installation. This is just the project name, and the purpose is website. Let me web application, create project. So in this project I am skip for now. Yeah. So in this project I will spin up a new droplet. Either I can spin up from here, or we can even have the option at the bottom, add a disk to your droplet. No, this is not. Let me see. Yeah, spin up your droplet. Here is the link to spin up your droplet. Let's click here. Droplet is not simply a small server, means it is a you can say it's a PC or a server where you will install Ubuntu, the operating system, and the required Laravel configurations. So first we will select the region where you want to keep your server. So I currently live in India, so Bangalore is nearest to me, so I will select Bangalore. It's completely upon you, whichever you want to create. I would suggest to create choose a region which is closer to you. The next step is choosing the operating system. I have selected Ubuntu, and I will not go with the latest one. I will select this 2022 version. You can select the latest one. I'm just selecting this for the demo purpose. And in the CPU I was just selecting the basic one. It completely depends on your traffic and the traction that you are going to generate. Accordingly you select the CPU. For now I am selecting premium LT and 2 GB RAM and 70 GB this one. Or let me select this one. In this we will be having two CPUs. So let's go to regular. That's for me it's going to be costly, so I'm selecting the other one. Yeah, $18, 2 GB. Yeah, this I am selecting this one. 2 CPU and 60 GB SSD. It's good, more than enough for now. And then is the authentication via SSH key or via password. So we need to create this part so as we can connect with our server. So if you are going to use the SSH, you can add your SSH from here. How you can generate, you can simply run SSH keygen on your PC. If it's Mac, then simply it will work, or also on the Ubuntu. For Windows I have no idea, but I think it will work. After doing this, The files are create, just click next, 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 and finally run this command and copy the public key and paste here, and you will have your SSH key. By the SSH key, you mean you can only connect with that PC to your server. You won't be able to connect with some other PC to your server. So you can either go with this, or you can even choose pass. So this is the password I have created just for now. I am copying it. So for the future references, and then speed, and let me paste to some editor. So this is my password, and the next step is, then the project name will be Laravel installation, and just click create droplet. Oh, thanks. So our droplet is spinning up, and it will take some time to launch. Meanwhile, we can also explore other options here. So this is the and activity section and sources. Let me check the click the droplet here. So these are all the options related to the droplet. So droplet seems to be created now. So now basically there are two options to connect with our droplet. One is directly via a DigitalOcean terminal. That is that we'll just simply click here launch droplet console, or console from here, and we will be on the console. So it will take some time. And the other option is directly using your terminal. So this is my terminal. We can use ssh root at, what is the IP? This is the IP. I'll copy it. Yes, and the password is, this is the password, paste. So we are connected here via our terminal. Let's see what's the status. So it's also connected via DigitalOcean. So we have both the options for the connection. So I'm closing this option for now, and we will configure directly from our terminal. So the next step is installing Apache PHP other configuration. So let me open some gist. I will share the link of this gist to you. So this is gist file. Install everything needed for the Laravel application. Scroll down, and at the comment section you can find two methods. I will use the first method. Let's copy it and go back to terminal and paste it, and it will do everything we needed for the Laravel application. So it's installed. So let's see the PHP version here, php-v. So it's PHP 8.3. The next step is, let's jump and open this IP directly to the browser. So we can see Apache is running. So the next step will be, before the next step, we have spin up the droplet, install the configuration. Let's see what's reserved IP. So here we have the option of reserved IP. So basically we have this IP which is called public IP, and here we will have reserved IP. So public IP is something which keeps on changing depending on the availability. Like if the our server is restarted or something happened, this IP is going to be changed. So it is a good practice to keep the reserved IP enabled, so the IP will not change even if something goes wrong. So using this reserved IP, we will be able to map our domain to this static reserved IP. So let's enable it. Assign to droplet, yes. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . 。 . . 。 . . . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . . . . . 。 .
。 .
So a reserved IP was successfully created. Let's go back and see. So this is the reserved IP given to us. The IP is also assigned. Let's go back to the droplet. So here is the droplet. Now we have the reserved IP. We can use this reserved IP and open directly here. Yes. Now everything is working fine, and it will show exactly the thing that was showing in the public IP. So let's also connect directly to the reserved IP. Exit SSH root, and the reserved IP was this one, and yes, and the password was, let's copy paste, and so it's connected. So let's jump to the next step. So reserved IP is also done. Next step is going to be file upload. So let's see how we can upload the files via SCP or FileZilla. So let me search. Let's search here how to upload files to Droplet using SCP. So here we can see SCP command. So let's use this and upload to our server. So our files are located in downloads folder. So here are the files. So let me go back to terminal, open a new terminal, go to downloads folder. It's ls and c. So I'm going to install Worksuite on the server. So let's see SCP. This is our file. Then the connection. Let's see what was the next step. The connection, which was root at IP, then the path. It's going to be, let's see what's the path here, pwd. It's root. Simply write root and click enter, and then the password of the droplet. So it's uploading. Let's wait. So the file is now uploaded. Let's cross check directly on the server. Let's do ls, and here we can see the file is uploaded. Now let's jump to the second method, that is via FileZilla. So in on the files, just click the first icon here, which is a site manager, and then from here click on new site. Here you will enter the hostname that is going to be the IP, reserved IP, and from the protocol select SFTP. The password, the login type will be normal, root, and the password is going to be SSH password. Let's click connect. Just trust. Okay, so we are connected to the FileZilla. Let's delete the file and re-upload it so I can show you. So you can see I am in the downloads folder here. You can simply drag the files from here to the right side, or go back to the downloads folder, and here you can also drag directly to the FileZilla. From the FileZilla, and here it's dragged, and now you can see the file is getting uploaded. So this is the second method. Let's wait for a while so that the file gets uploaded. So the file is now uploaded. Let's go back again to the terminal. uh, so this is the file that we are seeing currently, and the path of this file is where www.html. Let's go to this path. cd is ls-al. So you can see this is the file that is currently serving. So what we have to do is we have to move this code canyon zip file directly to this folder. So let's move it. It will be mv backslash root, and in the root it was code canyon zip file, and the current location is dot. So let's see if it's moved or not. So you can see the file is moved. The next step is going to be unzipping the file. The unzipping file is unzip and simply code canyon. Now the file is getting unzipped. So it's unzipped. The let's ls it. ls, you can see the files is unzipped to this folder. Go to this and new folder, and in this folder we can see two folders. Download the script folder, cd script, let's test here. So these are the files of our application. Now we have to move all these files to the root directory, that is going to be html folder. But if you try to open this directly via url, it will still work. Let me open it. So the path will be going to worksuite dash new dash 5.4.9 dash script, and in the script we will enter public. So we are getting 500 error. Why we are getting? The issue is the here you can see the user group and user of this folder is root, but our Apache runs by default on www-data user and group. Let me show you from where we can see that cat etc apache 2 env where. So this is the Apache user. Okay, so to run this application we will have to change the user of this folder to Apache user. So for doing this, let's go back to HTML folder. Let's jump one step back again. So here we have HTML folder. So we will do sudo chown dash r www dash data colon www dash data and HTML. So now you can see the group and user of this folder is changed to www dash data. Let's reopen in browser and see if we are getting anything. So we at least means not getting the 500 error, and we are redirected from public to login page, but it's showing 400 not found. This is because we have .htaccess file in the Laravel application, which changes the URL and serves the application based on that. So if we open index.php in the at the index.php in URL, and then we will be able to see the installer. So to enable or to remove index.php, we will have to give the permission to Apache that you can rewrite the means use the .htaccess of the Laravel application. So for doing this, let's jump to Apache configuration, sudo vim etc apache 2, and in this apache 2.conf, and scroll down, yeah. Here we can see directory where www it says allow override none. So it will not override, means it will not take the .htaccess file of Laravel. So we will have to give it a permission. So if we say all, then it will use the .htaccess file of Laravel wq. After doing this, we will restart the Apache, and for doing this we can write sudo service apache to restart. and it's done. Now let's remove index.php from URL and see what we get. So now you can see we are able to see the installer without index.php. So now let's move all these files so that it serves directly here. So for doing this, let's go back to the terminal where it was cd where www.html, and we will be moving mv for move worksheet new script and all the files inside the script folder. So let's search how we can move files from so here is the link. So it says simply we will write move path subfolder star and this star, and we will be moving to current folder, that's dot, and here it is. So let's go back to script folder and see if the files are moved or not. Cd works new script and here. So if we simply write ls, we will see that there is no files inside, but if we type ls-al, we will see there are dot files, and these dot files are not moved. We need to move these dot files also. So for that we have the command mv path subfolders dot star. So we will again go back here and type mv star dot star and this. So let's see if it's moved or not. So it's moved, and we can see .env files also. So now let's go back to the browser and see if we are getting the here. After the IP we will still have to write public in the URL. So we can see the installer on the root domain root IP. So the next step of our for us will be removing public from the URL. That's very simple. We'll go to the configuration or virtual configuration of URL. Let's from where we can, so let's jump to this where cd etc apache 2 sites available l, and we'll write ls-al. So we have two virtual configurations. First is default.com and second is .sl. So our application is currently running without https, so it must be the first one. So let's open it, sudo vim 00. So here is the virtual host of this. We will simply add public at the end of html, and the public will be removed. After doing so, restart the server or restart the Apache, sudo service apache to restart. It's done. Let's reload, and we can see 400. We enter the public. Let's remove the public and click here. So you can see the application is now, so the installer is showing in the application. So let's the next step is going to be running the check.php file for the installation. So here we can see we are getting three errors: max execution time, upload max size, post max size. So let's remove these all errors also. We will go to the php configuration, so which will be find in php.ini file. So to locate that php ini file, we will simply type php dash dash ini. So we'll scroll up. So the path of the php ini file is etc php 8.3 cd this and ls-al. So here we have three folders basically. So apache 2 and apache 2 cli and mods available. So we will go to apache 2 cd apache 2, and here we will find php ini file. We'll simply do sudo vim php dot ini, and from here we'll search for max execution max exe So we'll change this to 300. And the next is upload max size. We'll again search for upload underscore max size and change this to 100. And the third is post max size, post underscore max size, and we'll also change this to 100 and save it. So it's saved. Let's reload the Apache sudo service Apache to restart and reload the browser. So all the errors are now gone. Let's jump back to the installer. Visit this to get the installer. Yeah, we got the installer. The next, click on next step. Yeah, next step. So here we will be entering the database configuration. So we do not have the database for now, so we will have to first set up the MySQL and the database. So if we go back to our gist, here we can see it also install the MySQL server. So MySQL server is also installed with this gist, but we do not know the password of our MySQL. So we will first generate the password of our MySQL. We will simply copy this command and paste on our terminal, and here we will generate the password by using this command. And the password is going to be for now 123456. We'll type enter, and the next step is plus privileges and then exit. Now let's cross check it by logging into our MySQL, and the password is 123456. Enter. So we are back to our MySQL. Let's now go back to the installer. So it's asked for database username, which was root. The password was 123456 and database name. So we have not created the database yet. Let's create it. So it's the command is create database, and the database name will be app, and enter. So it's created app. Click next step. So all the requirements are fulfilled. Click next step. Here also all requirements are fulfilled. Click next step. Now the installer is running properly, and it will take some time so that it will create all the tables in the database and all the seeders required for the running the application to these tables. Let's wait for a while. So the application is now installed. Let's click here to exit. So we can see the account setup page. So the application is on. The next step is this one is done. Remove public is also done. The next step is going to be running the cron job configuration. So let's jump back to the terminal and exit the MySQL, and here we will set up the account. Here it's going to be Laravel Apache admin at example.com and the password 123456. Enter. So it's set up. We'll go to settings and then app setting. So here we can see the command of the cron job. So let's see how we can set up the cron job. So the cron job command is cron tab -e. We'll use the vim editor. So we can enter the command here, which is every minute. For this every minute we'll enter use 5 stars, then space, and we'll copy this and paste here. So this is the command for running the cron job. Cron job is needed to run the some of the commands on the backend. Like if you are going to send birthday reminder, task reminder, then we require the cron jobs. So the currently by entering cron tab -e, the cron job will run by root users. So if we are running the cron job by root, then all the cache file or everything is going to be created by the root, but our application is running with www-data user. So if we are going to means here, if you see, this application is running with some other user, that is www-data, which is, me right here, www-data. This application is running with this user, and our cron job is running with root user. So if cron job runs, then the files are generated with root user and then this application won't be able to modify the file generated by the root user. So in that case, we will have to run our cron job with dash www dash data. Okay, let's see how that's done. So we will not enter the command here. Let's comment it out. Let's search on Google how to do that. Run cron job with www-user. So for doing this, we will use, so it's the command. The command is sudo cron tab -u. Use this. You can simply copy paste here, and we are now in the cron job of www-data user. Let's again copy the command every minute. Space, and this is the command wq. Now cron job is installed. Let's jump. So whenever the cron job is going to run, this message will disappear. Let's reload it if it's disappeared or not. So cron job is yet not run. It will take some time, means it will take 1 minute to run the cron job. Let's wait and for a while. So after reloading again, the cron job is running and this message has gone. So the cron job configuration is also done. So the next step is domain mapping. So for domain mapping, we can simply go back to the DigitalOcean. Let's see the options available. So on the droplet, there is a 3-drop settings, and here we have the option of add domain. Let's add the domain. So for the domain, I am taking this domain worksuite.xyz, and let me enter it and add domain. So the domain is entered. The next step is adding this name servers on our GoDaddy or whichever from where you have bought the domain. So we'll jump to name server and change the name server to DigitalOcean. Change name server. I will use my own, and the name server given is ns-1. We'll copy this. The next is ns-2. The next is ns.3, and click save. Your attempt to update failed because we added dot at the end. Let's remove dot and click save again. By clicking continue, you consent your update. Yeah. So the name server is saved. Now it will take some time for the DNS propagation. So we will have to wait for 1 or 2 hours so that this domain start showing something. Currently it's not showing anything, so let's wait for a while. So let's jump to the DNS propagation websites and see what's the status of the our DNS propagation. So here is the DNS propagation website. We have entered worksuite.is and let's see the name server status. Search. So currently it is still showing the ns-21, which is the GoDaddy name server. So it will take time. It might take, sometimes it takes 24 hours or 48 hours. So if we are going to change the name server, then it's going to be take time. So you need to wait for that. Changing the name server simply means that you are now going to manage your domain or domain related DNS directly from the DigitalOcean. So we do not have to now go back to GoDaddy for making any changes. We will configure everything directly via DigitalOcean. So let's wait and see how long it's going to take. So it's still showing the same. So now you can see the DNS has started to propagate, and in some of the region we can see DigitalOcean name server, that is NS1 this. Yeah, we click here, name server, and for India it is still DigitalOcean. Let's wait. So it's resolved for India also. So let me open the website in Safari browser. So DNS propagation on Safari browser. Some of the reason it's propagated. So let's open worksuite.xyz. It's HTTP. And let's see. Yeah. So DNS propagation has started, and we can see our application worksuite.xyz on the Safari browser. So the next step is going to be creating the virtual host specific for the worksuite.xyz. Currently it's, let me open the browser and show you. You go to etc Apache 2 sites available lsdcl. So if we get 000, so currently all the traffic that comes to our server is served by this virtual host. So for www worksuite.xyz, the traffic comes here and it's served from root where www.html public folder, and in that folder we have Laravel application installed. That is why by default if we are opening at worksuite.xyz, uh, this Laravel application is showing. But let's create a separate virtual host specific for that worksuite.xyz. So how we can do, let's see. Create virtual host for worksuite.xyz, and the path is where www.html public. Let's see what ChatGPT generates. So for that we will create a separate configuration file. Let's create it. Sudo vim, this is the configuration file, and in this configuration let's paste this configuration, and it's correct. Yeah, it's correct. Let's yeah, and save it. And then next step is going to be sudo a2en. Yeah, it's done. Then restart the Apache. So Apache is also restarted, and let's again reload this page, and we are still getting this. Let's remove http, that is why let's remove. It's still redirecting, but in the past Safari it's not redirecting, and we are able to see worksuite.xyz. So the next step is going to be installing SSL. So let's search install SSL, free SSL, Ubuntu free SSL. So let's open this, the first link, and scroll down. It says sudo apt-get update, which was already done at the beginning. Copy this command, and it's Python 3 Apache 2. Yeah, and Apache is installed. Let's paste it. Yeah, install it. Let's jump to the documentation. Checking Apache virtual configuration. Yeah, we have created the virtual configuration. Meanwhile, it's installing. Let's wait for a while. Yeah, it's installed. Let's run this command. No, we can ignore this first line. Syntax is okay. And the next step is, you can ignore the step 3. Yeah, obtaining SSL. We can now run sudo certvoid apache, and let's give the email. Email, yeah, yes, yes. And which domain we would like to select the number separated by comma 1 comma 2. Uh, so it failed because the DNS propagation is still taking place, and in that DNS certificate failed. Verify Apache configuration. Check the DNS record. Let's only do for single domain, which is this, because we have not entered the configuration for www. So it's done. Let's ls-al. Let's restart sudo service apache to restart and see if it's running on SSL or not. Yeah, now you can see it's the application is running on SSL. Let's also check on Chrome browser. Reload, and you can see the application is now running fine on Chrome browser also. So we have covered all these points. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you still have any queries, you can comment down and we will try to resolve all your queries. Thank you.